housekeeping. Thank you, Undertech, for supporting the show. I actually used to say ingredients for Undertech, but it's materials, and they kind of got mad at me.
Weren't you doing that as like your bit?
I thought it was funny, but they were like, yo, why is this guy saying ingredients? All right, we're into housekeeping. We have a really strong housekeeping. I know they say that every week, but this week it's like something special. It's almost a double housekeeping.
Wow.
So last week we spoke about how video games are causing heart problems and blood clots in children. Mm-hmm. And then as a bit, we kind of made guesses as to like what the next thing that's going to cause heart problems and blood clots are. And I said concerts, polyester clothing, and then I think I said commuting was the other one.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this is not good. This is actually a bad thing. We were proven right on two of those. A Haitian singer died on stage. He had a heart problem on stage in a concert. And then a kid who's part of a choir also died. Can you read those headlines?
Yeah. It said Haitian singer collapses on stage and dies suddenly of suspected cardiac arrest during concert in Paris. So that's rare. I mean, how many other videos or things have we seen of someone dropping dead? There's like one video that you saw when you were in high school.
Yeah.
And it's like the guy dies on stage and everybody thinks it's part of the act. Mm-hmm. Now it's happening left and right.
Very rare.
The other one is a kid from Naperville North High School in Illinois. Shout out to DuPage County. Just basically, the mom said everything seemed normal when she dropped her son off at school on Friday, but he dropped dead during a solo.
Very sad, very scary stuff. So we kind of called that, and it's unfortunate that it came true. So we're going to call some positive things, hopefully, instead.
Okay.
So red wave in November, and everyone gets rich, especially you. especially you, Kathy, Steve, Mike, and Rob.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Getting specific.
All right. There's a lot of people with those names, and maybe they'll lead to some comments, and the algorithm will help us.
Okay.
Yes, there was also a bodybuilder who tweeted something. He basically cursed himself, I think. His name was Doug Brignoli. He said, I have enough confidence in the vaccine based on my research to get it done. Those of you who think the vaccine kills people can just use me as a test. If I die, you were right. If I don't die and have no ill effects, you were wrong and should admit it, at least to yourselves. Better yet, you should admit it that you were misled and tell the world who misled you so other people can benefit by avoiding the fear mongers. And then unfortunately, that bodybuilder died at 63. He died a few weeks after tweeting that. So he basically cursed himself is how I see it.
Yeah, and that was a kind of a long time in between the injection and the death. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be putting that out there. If I die, it's a test.
Yeah.
Bad vibes all around.
Yeah.
So I won't be risking my life on any internet.
You can't risk your life and you can't curse yourselves. We're all going to live forever. We're all going to get real rich. Next, we're still in housekeeping. More stuff to clear up from last week. Some people wanted me to clarify what was a joke and what wasn't with the John Fetterman section. I said he was being like mind controlled.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So to be clear, I think John Fetterman is a deep state plant humanoid being controlled directly, physically, and mentally by someone appointed by George Soros.
But wouldn't they make him better if he was a deep state
And
plant
I think
humanoid?
the issue they're having is they haven't fully worked out all the glitches yet.
So this is the first run. This is test.
So they're kind of like beta testing in live time with this human Muppet, and they haven't like worked out all the glitches yet. So it's like, you know, should Joe Biden blah 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 John Fetterman? And then the guy in the box goes, that's a question for Joe Biden. And then John Fetterman says, that's a question for Joe Ben. So they're like, we have to work out these kinks. We're almost there.
And there's two factions. There's two factions of it. One who's like, no, it's close enough. We're going to get it done.
Yeah.
And the other's like, we got to pull the plug. He's getting humiliated out there.
Yeah. And it's like a self-learning machine. So each week will get better and better. But to be clear, I think John Fetterman is fully a humanoid person with no real soul. And he's being controlled by someone appointed by George Soros.
And that's why they call it schizo season, boys.
That's so true. Next, as I'm sure you've all noticed, time has sped up recently.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if everyone realized this, but the last 3 years have basically been like barely 2 years. 2020 is now almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So time kind of sped up.
There's actually been a trend on like social media where people go, oh man, like they show a clip and it's like, oh man, do you hear we're getting 2 weeks off school? And it's like a kid in a classroom. And then all of a sudden he's in like a miner hat and he's like, like pulling bales of hay or something. So it's just like that. It's over.
Yep.
So what do you think? Is that like an old age thing? You getting older, or is it just like with how crazy the world's gotten that's sped it up?
I think with how crazy the world's gotten and how we like process information, everything just sped up.
Yeah. 1 week of the news cycle is more news than an 1800s peasant would ever hear.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so true. So now we're just living in this like constant new news cycle over and over and over, and everything's speeding up and our lives are just going through our hands like grains of sand.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dark. It's not good.
I think that's why it's important not to get hung up on any one news piece or thing. Just start looking for the trends. Right?
Yeah.
Then you see where it's going. We're going up or we're going down.
Yeah.
America, unfortunately, right now, trend is down.
We're going down, and it's steep. It's a very slippery slope. New animal alert. There's a new animal. DC Drano, my friend, sent me this animal. It's called a quokka. As soon as he sent it, I was like, dude, that's the rat from Caddyshack.
Yeah, basically.
That's like an animal with someone's hand in it from Caddyshack, that Bill Murray movie. But it actually is a real animal. This little furry thing. It's a quokka, and I just wanted you guys to know about that. I never knew about it. It's a nice little cute little animal.
Where are they from?
Who cares?
Seems like a New Zealand thing.
Yeah.
They keep it tucked away.
New Zealand. They run around. They fight with snakes. You know how it is. Next, there's a new horse video we have. There's like a horse crack. This is how you crack a horse's neck.
Oh, good boy.
So that's pretty good. So if you guys have access to horses, go ahead and give that a try.
Yeah, just start yanking on its most sensitive vertebrae.
Give that a try. If you drive by, you see some horses on the side of the road, go up to it and give it one of those, and then film it and tag us. It's important. We'll send you a base mug. Next, we actually have 2 pages of housekeeping today to let you know how serious housekeeping is. This is kind of like a miscellaneous group of things that I didn't have places for in the main podcast because we have such a good, well-scripted episode today that I just couldn't find places for this. So we're going to cover them in housekeeping. The man at the Pakistani man at the airport.
Yeah, the finance minister of Pakistan apparently came to the United States. Just let it run.
And someone was heckling him, and this is how they handled it.
Yeah, I really like this.
You are liar. You are the job. Hey, shut your mouth. Get out. Don't shout. I fuck you right here, motherfucker. You don't know me. Don't motherfucker try to be smart ass. I fuck you right here. Motherfucker. I'll make the baby $50. You're a motherfucker. You are. Respect yourself. Fucking fuck you.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I fucked you right here.
I like that. I like people, and when you swear in English, I like that.
Yeah, that's good 2023 energy. So that guy gets it. Next, this guy fought.
Fuck you right here.
Fuck you right here, motherfucker. Next, this guy fought a bear on a mountain.
Yeah,
This was crazy. Bear overshoots it, goes flying down the mountain, comes back up. Oh man. And he fights him off. And last week we had the mountain lion confrontation. This week we're fighting bears.
Yo, and that guy, much respect to that guy. He made it not worth it for the bear. He made it not even a choice for the bear. He's like, this guy's screaming. He's punching my face.
And and that yelling too. It's like that's not yelling you teach. That's yelling that you just start doing when it's time.
I think he was teetering a little too close to prey yelling, though. He was kind of mimicking prey there for a second.
There were some high pitches in there.
Which is why I think the bear circled back.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But we'll see.
We're still in housekeeping. You know, before alarm clocks were invented, there were people who stayed up all night and their job was to tap on the windows and wake people up in the morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, let that video rip. I just learned this the other day.
Have you ever wondered how people woke up before alarm clocks were invented?
No.
Well, you might think they just woke up naturally in those days, but that wasn't always the case. In the 1800s, people were actually hired to be alarm clocks. They were called knocker-uppers, and they stayed up the entire night to make sure workers woke up in time.
That's pretty cool, right?
It's a good system, I guess.
So people are the alarm clocks. Like Seinfeld kind of did that.
Yeah.
Seinfeld did it first.
It still exists, right? Wake-up calls?
Wake up calls.
All right, you ready for your wake-up call? I've been waiting to confront you on something. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. I have no wake up calls that I need to be woken up on. Thank you.
Are you sure?
Next, we have the first skin transplant. It was done in 1917. This is interesting stuff.
Yeah, I think this guy, it says Walter Yo was the first person to go through advanced plastic surgery and a skin transplant, 1917. So he's probably a World War I guy,
Yeah.
blowed up.
So would you rather, if you were this guy and seeing how it played out, would you rather take the skin flap or keep it how it was?
I'd keep it how it was.
I'd keep it how it was too.
Yeah, and I'd wear like Phantom of the Opera type glasses or something.
Yeah.
I'd cover it up a little bit.
Just wear some glasses that have like a fake eyebrow or something. And then you kind of the skin flap. It's like, oh, we did it. We were able to do it. And they showed the mirror and it's like, thanks.
Thanks, boys.
Is that it?
I guess so.
So yeah, some of the swelling's going to go down, but this is your new face. It's like, great. It's like a bad haircut.
I know.
Like,
So
thanks.
this was the first one. This is the first one we ever did, and it's just like, yeah.
It's like when you get a bad haircut and they spin you in the chair, and then you're like, oh, yeah, looks good. They put you in the mirror, and you're like, yep, looks good. I'm going to go home and buzz my head. Thank you. That's great.
Dude, and I mean, we saw those transgender arm surgeries where they take the skin from the arm.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we've made much progress.
We haven't. We've just been botching people.
They got the 1917 surgeons on the transgender stuff. The real surgeons go do heart surgeries.
That's so true. That
Maybe, I don't know.
That face skin flap is tough.
Yeah. You come home from World War I, you go, all right, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it back to normal.
I would just say how I was.
And you're Batman.
Just say I got kind of blown out.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah.
I'm a hero.
No shame in that. Yeah. I
that's way
saved 3
better.
people getting blown up. Make up a story instead of a new face.
I saved 3 people. That has a really good ring to it.
Believable, but not too much, not too many.
Exactly. We're still in housekeeping. The Supreme Court numbers of words just came out. There's like a graph that says how many words each Supreme Court justice spoke in recent remarks.
Yeah, words spoken by each justice in their first 8 arguments.
And Ketanji,
who doesn't know what a woman is, isn't qualified, not a biologist.
she sure acts like one.
She spoke 11,000 words, which is more than double anybody else. Clarence Thomas spoke 96. That's
Base
G
Clarence
shit.
Thomas.
That's G shit.
All the ladies are in the top 3, or the top 4 even, right? There's 4 women,
All the men are at the bottom.
and all the men at their bottom. So I guess it's the men's time to listen, and it's Ketanji's time.
Yo, Ketanji, like maybe I'll default to like the people who have a combined 185 years experience on the Supreme Court. Like maybe.
It's her time. It's her time to tell us how it is. Isn't that crazy? More than almost 3 times the next person, and you just got there. Wouldn't you be kind of like listening and like learning how it goes and seeing how much everyone talks and then adjusting, or you just go right into it and go, this is my time.
Well,
I'm going to say it all.
Yeah. Well, we know what she did.
Yeah, we know what she did. Last piece of housekeeping. You've heard of the Mandela effect, right?
Yes.
It's one of those things where the whole world misremembers something. Jiffy peanut butter, the Berenstain Bears. I don't know which is the right way, but Jiffy or Jif?
It's Jif, and everybody thinks it was Jiffy, and then Berenstain Bears is spelled Berenstain or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's the one that got
The
me.
Jiffy, I think, is because everyone knows Skippy. So they think it's like Skippy and Jiffy and Petey Pan. So I have some Mandela effects here. Which of the following is a true Mandela effect? There's 4 options. 3 are fake Mandela effects that I made up. 1 is a real Mandela effect.
Okay.
Number 1, the Trix bunny is actually a kangaroo, hence why they call it Trix. Number 2, there's no S in Coors Light. People just add it because it's natural, but it's actually Core Light beer.
Okay.
Number 3.
I think that's 0 for 2 so far.
Number 3, you know that sentence from that movie, I'll be your huckleberry, and the guy smoking the cigarette?
Yeah.
I'll be your huckleberry is actually I'll be your hucklebearer, which is the knob that you carry someone's coffin with. So everyone thinks
someone's huckle.
Yeah.
A hucklebearer.
So everyone thinks, oh, it's I'm your huckleberry, like Huckleberry Finn, but it's actually I'm your hucklebearer, and huckle is what you hold like a 6 people carry a casket with.
So you're counting on making up words for that
And
fake
number
Mandela effect to work.
well, that means number 4 has to be it, and we'll see.
Yep.
Heinz ketchup, H-E-I-N-Z, is actually H-E-I-N''Z. It's Heinz.
All right, so you went 4 for 4 on made ups, and you didn't.
No, well, what's your guess? Which is the true Mandela?
None of those are true.
The hucklebearer one is true. It's true. I saw a video on TikTok,
No.
and he goes, "I'll be a hucklebearer."
No.
Because why would he say I'll be your
Stop.
huckleberry? It doesn't make any sense.
Stop. I'm Googling it now. You're making a shit up.
No, this is real.
I'm Your Huckleberry, a book by Val Kilmer. I'm Your Huckleberry meme. I'm Your Hucklebearer. Uh-oh. I'm Your Hucklebearer.
What does it say? Read it.
What does I'm Your Huckleberry or I'll be your Huckleberry mean? Well, it basically means you're up to something for someone. In other words, you're in for the game for the task at hand. For Doc Holliday, he meant that he was ready to fight the taunting Johnny Ringo. Yeah, this doesn't say Hucklebearer.
Well, hot.
Wait.
Yeah, you find it?
Yeah. That line in the movie, I'll be your Huckleberry, Knight said, that's actually Hucklebearer, which is the piece of hardware on a casket you can carry the casket with. In other words, Holliday was warning Ringo that he was going to put him 6 feet under.
So do you apologize?
Kind of.
I'll take it.
But I think he said Huckleberry.
No? You play the clip.
Well, I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your Huckleberry.
Whoa.
Play it one more time.
I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your Huckleberry.
With an R at the end. That was a hard R at the end.
Wow.
And everyone's running around saying, I'm your Huckleberry, thinking what? Everyone's referencing Mark Twain?
Pretty
And
much.
what would that even mean? I'm your Huckleberry. What? You're going to go on a raft with me and hang out?
I don't really get it. Yeah. And people use that one a lot. That's not one that I've ever said. So I'm actually pretty clear from the Mandela effect. I was not impacted because I didn't really care about that movie that much. But a lot of people say that a lot.
That was a good section, the Mandela effect section.
Yeah, I guess. You
Heinz
proved
with the
yourself back.
apostrophe Z was tough. Tricks the rabbit.
None of those were good, though. And then Hucklebearer just sounds like something you made up. It's on a casket.
Hey, well, there you have it, guys. There's some truth for you. There's the Mandela effect affecting all of us.